It's the merchant. Hi, this guy's Ginger. Let's have a look where you actually live. So we have a bunch of wool, some random butter on the side. Okay, not too bad. The sofa is the same make as your carpet. That's a little weird. Does that not get confusing? I mean, we have... Can you even reach... If I'm sitting down here, can I even reach, like, the apples from over here? You must have really long arms. That's kind of weird. Especially if I've got friends around. This guy's not reaching the apples. Okay. We have a vase of some sort. We have a teapot by his bed, a book up there. You don't want to put the book there. You're concerned about thieves. But if you open the window, thieves could reach in and steal that book, mate. You want to be a bit more careful. Fruit in the bedroom. It seems it's like a laundry basket. It looks more like fruit. You keep your plates and stuff in your bedroom. Why on earth are you doing that? I mean, you simply just can't reach up here. Why is there stuff up here? Have you got to jump on a table to get... You can't reach that. How big is his fur as well? Then we have another seating area. How many parties are you throwing, bro? There's like 15 seating areas around here. And then I guess if guests come round, they're eating in the bedroom because all the plate and fruit is here. Yeah, sure, why not? Let me explain my proposition. We've always had brigades in the hills driven to bandits by war, debt, or love of violence. But now they're getting bolder. He presumes that the bandits have an ally inside the walls. Okay. If you can't protect your kin, you can't protect your investments. So the bandits are gonna harass your business, but they're not gonna harass your business because the bandits are taking your brother. So they're just gonna harass you. Your investments and business is fine. Also, if everyone in this town is aware of the dire situation with bandits, then you not protecting your brother, they'll know that's nothing to do with you. They'll know that's all the bandits' fault. Gather a small party, track down these bandits. Yeah, let's do it. I don't understand. You've hired me to take down bandits, yet all I've got according to your plan is 5 recruits and me. All of us have very limited combat experience, and yet you're sending us, or expecting to send us, into the bandits' lair to take them out and rescue your brother. How do you expect this plan to work? Surely you should send in like footmen or slightly more advanced. I've basically just got a bunch of guys from the village who've managed to pick up clubs and maybe some rocks, and we're now going to take out some bandits. But these bandits, you already know they're quite skillful. They've gone into the town and kidnapped your brother. So you know they're quite skillful, and yet you're sending a bunch of recruits and a random stranger to get them. But you have the money because you've given me the money to recruit these people. So why don't you just like recruit some hired blades to do it for you? This doesn't make much sense. But I'll hunt them down. There's the brother. Where's the merchant? Oh, there he is, just hiding in his back room by himself. Hello there. Am I interested in making more money? Yeah, I like money. So the captain of the watch is corrupt. So the captain basically sponsored a caravan. The caravan got robbed and he lost all his money. That's why he don't gamble. So now he's turned to villainy to recoup his fortune. Well, maybe he's got debts to people. Maybe he's in danger. You know, we shouldn't judge. I suppose I'd do the same. Right, so you're no better than he is. Because if it was you that lost the money, you'd be the villain of the story. So we're just villainizing the captain even though you do the same. Then again, the captain is in a position where he has to protect the city, but considering that you do the same, you're no better than him. So the captain brings people into the town, lets them do whatever they want, and then they give him a share. But here's the problem: the king would be aware of this because it's his profit. Now then again, we've just spoke to Sultan Hakim, and he can't seem to get his taxes under control despite living in this village or this town. So that does actually add up when you think about it. In time of war, a king's eye wanders far from his domain and his subjects suffer. Yeah, but his domain is where he's getting his money from to fund the war. So it wouldn't wander that far because if things are going wrong in your town, you're not getting the money. For example, sure, the town should pay tax, but as we know, they don't pay the taxes. But the profits would decrease in the town, which means there'd be less money to fund the war effort. So the king would be aware of these problems. We'll storm the captain's home and bring him in chains before Sultan Hakim. Right, this is another issue of your plan, mate. You've recruited basically recruits and peasants, and you plan on taking on the captain of the watch. Now, the captain of the watch, logically, should be a skilled fighter. So is this plan not flawed from the get-go? You need like hired blades to do this, not just random recruits and people off the streets. All I need now is someone to lead my little army into battle. Why are you only doing this once I'm here? You seem to have all the steps and everyone in place, and yet you're waiting for me to come around. Why is that? Alright, we'll do it. Let's go. Who's our team? So we have the merchant. Let's see what he gets up to. We got the townsman. Let's go. Right, the townsman hasn't even got a weapon out. He's punching. And is that the merchant down? The merchant just went down to the bandit with a club. Are you sure this is the best idea? We now have some other people. Literally, the merchant just went down. This guy's punching. Is this the best force you could get? A bunch of people that actually just punch? Is this really the best force you could manage? And now I'm surrounded. Merchant, mate, this plan is rubbish. What are you doing? I thought you were going to storm the guard's house. You can't do that if you're unconscious, mate. I'm losing. I'm badly losing. What the hell? Oh, this is a disaster, mate. This is an absolute disaster. Thank you. Thank you for the save. Oh my god, that was bad. What a disastrous plan. You and the merchant head to his house. How? He was knocked out. Who are you? Surrender or die and make your choice. I'm not afraid I will fight. What is going on? I don't know. I saw at least 3 of the enemy go down. No, you didn't. You were unconscious. You went down. Unfortunately, about 11 of my lads got themselves wounded, yet including you, mate. Anyway, let's now do a bit of roleplay. I'm glad to see you're alive too. Yes, yes. Well, that's rude. A couple of my boys have the watch captain pinned down. Who? Everybody went down in your force, mate. How did they pin down the captain with just their fists? How? Yeah, mate, what an absolute disaster that was, mate. What an absolute disaster. Oh, you're back here. Oh, you've been exiled out of Karagia. And now he just starts waffling about how unfair Karagia is. Bro, you're a prominent merchant. And if you were a prominent merchant in Karagia, you've definitely done some shady stuff. You even said yourself that if the roles were reversed and it was you that lost all your money, you would turn to villain. Don't act like you're any better than the scum of Karagia, mate. I know who you are. He's a weak king. Yeah, mate, he's a weak king who's exiled you from the city. So what's that make you? Oh, and after all the work we did for him, he's still indifferent to us. Even though we saved his brother, we helped him with his plan, he's just indifferent to us. Cheers, mate. He's taken note of you and decided that you're not worth hanging. Bro, he's not hanging anybody. But what are you on about worth hanging? You're being exiled. I'm a nobody. The rest of the force died in the fighting. No one's getting hanged. Why are you bringing up hanging? Oh, what a weird guy. I hope to never see you again.